Hey coin collectors and history buffs, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most iconic coins in US history, the Jefferson nickel. It's been a staple of American currency since 1938, but some of these seemingly ordinary coins are hiding extraordinary value. In this video, we'll break down the top 5 ultra-rare Jefferson nickels, sharing their history and why they're worth so much today. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about the change in your pocket, stay tuned. 1949 Jefferson nickel. The 1949 Jefferson nickel was minted just a few years after World War II. Production resumed at full capacity, but interestingly, the post-war economy affected coinage. Fewer nickels were minted in 1949 compared to other years, which brings us to its value today. Before we get into values, it's important to know that the 1949 Jefferson nickel comes in 3 main variations based on where they were minted. Philadelphia Mint No Mint Mark produced 60 million coins. Denver Mint D Mint Mark produced just under 37 million coins. San Francisco Mint S Mint Mark minted around 9.7 million coins, making it the rarest of the 3. The San Francisco variety is typically the one collectors look for due to its lower mintage dot. Alright, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for, the value. So, how much is a 1949 Jefferson nickel worth today? Like most coins, the value of a 1949 nickel depends largely on its condition. Here's a breakdown. In circulated condition, it's worth around $0.10 to $0.50. In uncirculated mint state condition, it can fetch between $3 to $15. In circulated condition, expect $0.20 to $0.75. In uncirculated, $5 to $20 depending on the grade. This one's a little more valuable, with circulated examples around $0.50 to $2. For uncirculated coins, you're looking at prices from $10 to upwards of $50. And if you happen to find one in near perfect condition, say an MS65 or higher, it could be worth even more, potentially crossing the $100 mark at auction. But wait, there's more. If you're a fan of rare error coins, you should keep an eye out for these notable variations of the 1949 Jefferson nickel. Repunched mint mark RPM. Sometimes the D or S mint marks were stamped multiple times, causing a doubling effect. These errors can add a premium to the coin's value, sometimes pushing it to $100 or more in top grades. Die cracks or die chips, small imperfections during the minting process, can create raised lines or chips on the coin. While not as valuable as an RPM, these can still make your coin more desirable. If you spot one of these errors, you could have a hidden treasure on your hands. So how do you know if your 1949 Jefferson nickel is worth big bucks? Here are a few tips for grading and spotting value. First, check the coin's overall condition. Are there heavy scratches or is the surface smooth and shiny? A coin in better condition will always be worth more. Wear and tear. Less wear means more value. Luster. Does it still have its original shine? Strike quality. Look for sharp, to find details on Jefferson's hair and Monticello's columns. Mint mark. Check for rare mint marks, especially the S impossible errors like RPM. Grading coins can be tricky, so if you're unsure, consider getting your coin professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. 1969 Jefferson nickel. By 1969, the Jefferson nickel had already been in circulation for over 3 decades, but like many coins of that era, its value extends beyond its face value of just 5 cents. Let's take a closer look at what makes the 1969 nickel stand out. 1969 was a pivotal year in American history. The Apollo 11 mission landed humans on the moon, and the country was deep in the Vietnam War. Amidst these historic events, the U.S. Mint was still hard at work producing coins for everyday use. The 1969 Jefferson nickel was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. While it's considered a common coin, certain variations can make it more valuable to collectors. But what exactly should you be looking for? Let's break down the key features of the 1969 Jefferson nickel. Obverse front. The obverse features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson. Above his head, you'll find the words "In God We Trust," and to the left is the inscription Liberty, followed by the year 1969 reverse back. The reverse side of the coin shows Monticello, Jefferson's historic home. The inscriptions "E Pluribus Unum United States of America" and 5 cents encircle the building. In terms of mint marks, you'll either find no mint mark for Philadelphia coins or a D for coins minted in Denver. In 1969, both the Philadelphia and Denver mints produced a substantial number of Jefferson nickels. Here's a quick breakdown. Philadelphia Mint, over 120 million nickels were produced with no mint mark. Denver Mint, around 202 million nickels were minted with the D mint mark. Because of these high production numbers, most 1969 nickels are considered common. However, condition plays a big role in their value. Now, let's talk about value. Circulated 1969 nickels. These are the ones you typically find in pocket change. They usually have some wear and tear, and their value is generally around face value 5 cents. Uncirculated 1969 nickels. These are the gems. Coins that have been preserved in mint condition, often in protective holders, can be worth significantly more. For example, a 1969 D nickel in uncirculated condition can fetch anywhere from $1 to $10 depending on its grade. Proof coins. While there were no proof coins minted in 1969 for the Jefferson nickel, always be on the lookout for older or special editions in other years. 1983 Jefferson nickel. In 1983, the United States was in the middle of the Reagan era, and the economy was recovering from a recession. While many things were changing, the U.S. Mint continued producing coins for everyday use, including the Jefferson nickel. Due to high production numbers, many 1983 nickels are common, but some variations can be valuable depending on condition and minting errors. Let's break down the key features of the 1983 Jefferson nickel. Obverse front. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. Above him, you'll find the inscription "In God We Trust," and to the left, Liberty, followed by the year 1983. Reverse back. The reverse side of the coin shows Monticello, Jefferson's home. Surrounding the building, you'll see the inscriptions "E Pluribus Unum United States of America" and 5 cents. Mint marks. The 1983 nickel was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while Denver minted coins have a D mint mark on the obverse just to the right of Jefferson's portrait. 1983 saw a relatively high mintage for the Jefferson nickel. Here's the breakdown. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, over 561 million nickels were produced. Denver Mint, D mint mark, around 536 million nickels were struck. With such high production numbers, most 1983 nickels are fairly common. However, as always, condition and error variations can significantly impact the coin's value. Now let's talk about the value of your 1983 Jefferson nickel. As with most coins, the condition is crucial. Circulated 1983 nickels, these are the ones that have been used in everyday transactions. Unless they show an unusual error or are in exceptional condition, they're typically worth face value just 5 cents. Uncirculated 1983 nickels, if you have a nickel that hasn't seen any circulation and is in mint state MS, its value can range from $0.50 to $2 depending on the grade. Coins graded MS65 or higher by a professional grading service can fetch even more, sometimes up to $10. For those in exceptional condition, the value increases. An MS67 1983D nickel, for example, has sold for over $100 in auctions. While most 1983 nickels aren't particularly rare, some error coins can be quite valuable. Here are a few error types to watch for. Off-center strikes. When a coin is struck off-center, it results in a partial design. Off-center 1983 nickels can sell for anywhere from $20 to over $100 depending on the degree of the error. Die cracks or die clashes. These are small imperfections caused during the minting process. While not as dramatic as off-center strikes, these errors can still increase a coin's value. Full steps designation. This refers to the clarity of the steps on the Monticello building. Coins with fully visible steps are rare because the design often doesn't strike cleanly in this area. Full steps Jefferson nickels from 1983 can fetch a significant premium. Some full steps coins have sold for upwards of $200 at auction. Struck through grease. Occasionally, debris like grease can block parts of the design during the minting process, leading to missing or incomplete features. These coins, though rare, are popular among collectors and can increase a nickel's value. So is your 1983 Jefferson nickel valuable? For most, it's a common coin worth face value, but if your coin is in uncirculated condition or features any of the errors we mentioned, it could be worth much more. Always check for those full steps, off-center strikes, and other minting mistakes that could turn your nickel into a collectible piece. 1960 Jefferson nickel. 1960 was a monumental year in U.S. history. The country was preparing for a new era of leadership as John F. Kennedy ran for president. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint was busy producing coins to meet the needs of an ever-growing economy. The 1960 Jefferson nickel might seem ordinary, but some of these coins hold hidden value. Let's take a closer look. Now let's break down the key features of the 1960 Jefferson nickel. Obverse front. The obverse of the coin features Thomas Jefferson's portrait facing left. Surrounding his image are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," along with the year 1960. The reverse side of the coin depicts Jefferson's famous home, Monticello. Above Monticello is the phrase "E Pluribus Unum," and beneath it, you'll see United States of America and 5 cents. Mint marks. The 1960 nickel was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Coins from Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark, while Denver coins have a D mint mark on the obverse just to the right of Jefferson's bust. In 1960, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Jefferson nickels. Here's a breakdown of the mintage numbers. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, over 55 million nickels were produced. Denver Mint, D mint mark, around 192 million nickels were struck. With such high mintage numbers, the 1960 Jefferson nickel is generally considered a common coin. However, as we'll see, the condition and any unique errors or varieties can greatly affect a coin's value. Now, let's talk about what your 1960 Jefferson nickel might be worth. Circulated 1960 nickels, the majority of these coins are still in circulation and due to the large number produced. Most circulated nickels are only worth their face value 5 cents. They'll often show wear and tear from everyday use. Uncirculated 1960 nickels, uncirculated coins which haven't been handled much since they were minted, can be more valuable. Coins in mint state MS condition can fetch anywhere from $1 to $10 depending on their grade. For example, a 1960D nickel in MS65 condition might be valued at $5 to $10. 1988 Jefferson nickel. 1988 was a significant year in American history. It was the final year of Ronald Reagan's presidency, and the country was on the cusp of major changes. Amid these historic times, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins for everyday use, including the Jefferson nickel. While the 1988 nickel was a high production coin, certain factors can increase its value, which we'll get into shortly. Let's take a closer look at the 1988 Jefferson nickel. Obverse front. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. Above his head is the inscription, "In God We Trust," and to the left, you'll find the word Liberty followed by the year 1988. The reverse of the coin shows Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home. Above it is the phrase "E pluribus unum," and around the bottom are the words "United States of America" and the denomination 5 cents. Mint marks. In 1988, the Jefferson nickel was minted at 2 locations. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. Denver Mint, D mint mark. Both varieties are widely circulated, but coins from each mint can have different values based on their condition and any rare errors. The 1988 Jefferson nickel was produced in large quantities, making it a relatively common coin. Here are the mintage numbers. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, 562 million nickels were produced. Denver Mint, D mint mark, over 660 million nickels were minted. Given these high mintage numbers, the 1988 Jefferson nickel is not rare in terms of its availability. However, condition and certain varieties can make some of these coins much more valuable. Now let's talk about what your 1988 Jefferson nickel could be worth. Circulated coins. Most 1988 nickels that have been in circulation are worth their face value, just 5 cents. These are common coins, and if they show signs of wear from everyday use, they typically don't have any additional value to collectors. Uncirculated coins. If you have a 1988 Jefferson nickel that has never been circulated and is in mint state MS condition, it can be worth more. For example, a 1988P or 1988D nickel in MS65 or better could be worth between $1 to $5. Coins graded MS66 or higher can bring in even more, sometimes $20 or higher, especially if they have strong eye appeal. Proof coins. While there were no proof Jefferson nickels produced in 1988, earlier or later proof sets can sometimes contain valuable examples. As with many coins, error varieties are where the real money can be found. Error coins from 1988 can be worth significantly more than regular strikes. Here are a few errors and varieties to watch out for. Off-center strikes. If a coin wasn't properly aligned during the minting process, it can result in an off-center strike. These errors are rare and can fetch anywhere from $20 to over $100, depending on the extent of the misalignment. Die cracks or die clashes. Sometimes the dies used to strike the coins can develop cracks or clash with each other, creating unique patterns or lines on the coins. These error coins can be worth $10 to $50 or more, depending on how dramatic the error is. Full steps designation. One of the most sought after features on a Jefferson nickel is the full steps designation. This refers to the clarity of the steps on Monticello. Only coins with all 6 steps visible without any interruptions can qualify for the full steps designation. Full steps nickels from 1988, especially in high-grade condition, can sell for upwards of $50 to $100 or more, depending on the coin's condition. So is your 1988 Jefferson nickel valuable? Most circulated coins won't be worth more than face value, but if you have an uncirculated coin in mint condition, or better yet, an error coin, you could be sitting on something valuable. Always be on the lookout for off-center strikes, die errors, and those rare full steps varieties. If you think you have a special coin, consider getting it professionally graded to confirm its condition and value. It might just surprise you. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more coin guides. Let us know in the comments if you found any rare 1988 Jefferson nickels in your collection. Happy collecting, and we'll see you next time.